And welcome to the Redmen TV, backed by Ladbrokes for the season. Still got that offer on. Bet £5, get £20 in free bets. Terms and conditions apply, ladbrokes.com. I'm here to predict Jurgen Klopp's lineup against Spartak Moscow in the Champions League in Moscow Tuesday night. Cannot wait for this game. Big European away. Gutted that I'm not going to be there. I'm going to start off with Liverpool's Champions League goalkeeper this season, and that is Lloris Karius. There you go. That man will come back in goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think, will play right back because it's either him or John Flanagan. Joe Gomez obviously missing because of a suspension for that 2 yellow cards / red card picked up against Sevilla in the last game week. Matip and Lovren to keep their place at the heart of the defence after the win against Leicester at the weekend, the much needed win against Leicester. Alberto Moreno, I believe, will stay in his position at left back. Robertson had a couple of games last week. I think Moreno will get a couple of games this week. We might see the return of Robertson against Newcastle. So there's the back five that I am predicting so far. I think Jordan Henderson, here's one that he might come out, to be honest with you. But and the reason is because he played Tuesday against Leicester and then he played a great game against Leicester the week. But I think that he might stick in. I think James Milner comes in for this game. I think we've got to start using James Milner as part of this squad. So this is probably a good game. And take your pick between Wijnaldum and Chan to partner him. I've gone with Wijnaldum. I've already seen early on in the comments, people don't want the ghost, Gini Wijnaldum, as they've called him. I think he's a terrific footballer. I think he'll start this game. I'm then going to change it up slightly. I think Mo Salah won't start. I think Sadio Mane will start over on the right-hand side. I think Phil Coutinho is going to start over on the left-hand side, and then we're going to see Bobby Firmino, who was taken off after 60 minutes against Leicester. So I think that's the start 11. I know that the weaknesses of this Spartak Moscow side are their fullbacks. You know, if you attack them with pace, we should be able to get something out of them. So Sadio Mane comes in. I think Salah's going to have the night off. I think he's played a lot of football. Mane coming back off the 3-game suspension. He'll be playing this game for definite. I would have kind of liked to see, and I went through this on the Uncensored Match build-up show actually, I'd kind of like to see Coutinho drop into midfield with Mane, Salah and Firmino and see where we go from there. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think we've got to realise that we are going to make a few changes for this game. I'd also like to see Sturridge up top with the first team because I don't think he's had enough opportunities there this season so far. I'm going to go into the comments. Sean, hello mate, watching this in school. Chris, good lad. Do your own work. Make sure you're listening in school or you could end up doing this for a living, which is actually pretty fucking cool. So yeah. Marcus Carras, Clavin in. I don't think so. I think we've got to stick with the back four. You know, we're already changing the goalkeeper, so my thinking was here. We've got to change the right back, keep the rest of them the same. That was me thinking and why these three all start: Matip, Lovren and Moreno. I really wouldn't be surprised, though, if we do see Jordan Henderson drop out in that defensive midfielder role. Simon Wraith, Coutinho, central attacking midfielder. Mane, right winger. Ox, left winger. That would be an interesting shout. That way you still manage to rest Mohamed Salah. You do get Coutinho into the side in the midfield. Or it could be the other way around, I suppose, couldn't it? You could see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain actually playing midfield, which is where he was signed to play, apparently. Mike Tyson says he's watching this in prison. LFC Gamer, Salah must be the most underrated player in the world. He scored more goals than Mbala last season. Wow. James Harrison, Sturridge instead of Milner, and Coutinho at centre midfield. Sturridge for Milner, so that means Firmino playing left wing in yours. Am I right in saying that? Coutinho drops into there. Firmino there, Sturridge there. Don't think that one's going to happen. But you never know. I don't think we're going to see Firmino start from the left, especially when we've got the options of like Chamberlain and stuff like that to do. But yeah, Lachlan Blizzard, Chamberlain needs more regular football, and I do believe that that's the case. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a first goal scorer for this one. I've picked a bet that I really fancy. Again, I tell you what, if Mo Salah was on there, I'd say Mo Salah first goal scorer. What I'm going to do is go first goal scorer scorecast. So I'm going to go Sadio Mane, first goal scorer. Liverpool to win 3-1. Odds on that, 33-1 as of right now. Obviously, the market will change, fluctuation, blah, blah, blah. Terms and conditions, ladbrokes.com. If you want to have a cheeky little bet on this game, then go into the description. You can see it there. The link is in the description. Go in there, press that link, place your bet. And if you fancy Sadio Mane, first goal, Liverpool 3-1, then that is 33-1. You can go in and you can go and get that right now. Adam McKevitt. What about Salah? Put Coutinho in midfield for Wijnaldum. Put Chan in for Milner. We need to pick best team, no making changes, only ruins teams. It's a good point, but I think we've got to get into the mindset, not as football fans, but from this Liverpool side, to watch that we are going to have to make changes. You know, we are playing 2 games a week for a large portion of this season already. You've seen that. You know, we've been playing 2 games a week for a few weeks now, and you know, we are going to have to keep rotating and keep that side fresh. And the difficulty will come when you've got Adam Lallana back, you've got Phil Coutinho back, you've got Salah, Mane, Firmino, Sturridge, Chan, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain. I mean, all these players, Solanke. How are we going to get them games? And the only way that I see that we're going to get all of those players games is by changing maybe 1 or 2 positions every single time. And, you know, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we as fans have unfortunately, because Liverpool have underperformed for so many years, sort of been in the mindset, well, you got to put your best 11 out, you got to put your best 11 out. When, you know, the best teams in the world, and that's what Liverpool is striving to be, will go and make changes because they know that the team and the players that are sat on the bench can come into the side and give you almost as much as the first team. And that's what I want to see. I want to see, you know, Salah drop out for a game, Coutinho maybe go left mid, Mane move over to the right. I want to see Coutinho drop deep into the midfield. I want to see him playing with Salah and Coutinho, Mane and Coutinho, Mane and Salah and Firmino. Just a change every single time. Keep someone fresh. Make sure that Salah has his legs for the rest of the season. Mane, make sure that he has a rest. He's had 3 games to sit on the sideline, so we'll see that. Zany boy, Busquets, Grujic is great. What the hell is this guy saying? I think it's to someone else. Grujic could be a good footballer for us, but he hasn't had the opportunities. You know, serious injuries since he's come in. We've not seen enough of what he is about as a Liverpool player. I wouldn't be starting him in this game, but I would be looking at trying to get him some minutes on the pitch this season. Yo, Isam Ham, the Ox is pretty shit so far. He's not had the best start to the season. He's not had the best start to his Liverpool career. In fact, you know, he's had 1 full game and he was pretty poor against Leicester the other night. But there were signs. He came on late against Leicester in the victory, and he did look much better, brighter. He didn't affect the game, but let's not write a Liverpool player off within 5 matches, you know what I mean? He's come in a difficult situation, coming in against Manchester City when we're down to 10 men. You know, that lack of confidence seems to have passed on to the next game and the next game and the next game. He's had a start, he looked lacking confidence, but he came into a winning side on Saturday and he performed much better. Let's just not write Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain off. Yes, we can be disappointed with his performances so far. That's not Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will show, hopefully, in the fullness of time, that he was a good signing. Will he ever repay the transfer money? I'm not 100% sure, but does anyone really? Nowadays, especially when they're a squad player coming in for like about 40 million quid. Carl Keeley, do you think Sturridge could make an appearance? I'd love to see Sturridge start up top. I'd love to see him start up top with Mane, Coutinho or Salah. You know, watch the Uncensored Match Builder Show. We go through our preferred 11s and we talk about why we'd like to see those 11s. For a start, my preferred 11 would be Danny Ward in goal because I think, you know, I just think he might have the highest ceiling of all the goalkeepers that we've got at this football club. Outer City Cop, why do we as fans just want to write players off? Let's back them and get the best out of them. You'll never walk alone. Spot on, mate. Great comment. Michael Garner, Firmino looks tired. He's played nearly every game this season. Plays Sturridge while he's fit. Looking quality. Knowing our luck, he'll get injured on England duty. Yeah, damn. Okie dokie. Have you got anything for us?
Says our 2 matches against Spartak and must win. Salah must play.
Okay, yeah, I think they are the ones that will probably decide this group. You know, we're looking at 2 sides maybe going through, and it'll be the games against Spartak Moscow that probably do decide who comes second and who comes third in this. You know, they've had a poor start of the season. They're 11 games in. They've only got 3 wins and 5 draws, 3 losses so far. Conceded 17 goals, only scored 16 in the league, coming off the back of a 2-2 draw with Angie Machalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalachalac players. We're in their ground. We'll have to deal with that. Their fans, the flares, everything else that comes with playing away in Europe. But these players, and I believe this is starting 11, could beat them. Let's not focus on them. Let's focus on the fact that we need to go out there, do a professional job, get the 3 points and look to move forward and out of this Champions League group, which would be amazing.
Lawrence Shawn says thoughts on United playing in Moscow the same week as us.
Terrible. It's ridiculous that UEFA have done this. Just such such terrible planning on their behalf. I mean, you know, Liverpool play Tuesday night, Man United play Wednesday night. You've got everything else that's going on in the world. We've seen what the Spartak Moscow fans did in Maribor and stuff like that with the flares and firing stuff at the referee. And it's just too much of this. And in the world and the way that the world's going right now outside of football, you don't want different types of supporters and fans of different football clubs, especially with such a heated rivalry as Liverpool and Manchester, in with two Spartak sides as well. I mean, it's almost criminal, and if anything happens over there, UEFA will have to take the blame, and fingers crossed nothing does. Fingers crossed the Liverpool and United fans stay clear of any trouble and don't engage with each other. Whether that will happen or not, we'll only see in the fullness of time. David Miller, as well as Moreno has started the season, I really think Robertson should get a start tomorrow. I think his delivery and disciplined delivery could be a huge benefit. It's interesting, both fullbacks have had a really good start to the season. You know, I think Moreno's been slightly the better player. I think he looks like he's the first choice left back, but Robertson's delivery is brilliant. Moreno's got a couple of assists. I think a couple of assists. He's definitely got one assist so far this season and stuff. So I'll be interested to see how this battle develops throughout the season and whether one keeps on pushing the other. And you know, what was ultimately for me a problem position as we went into the league season or the season, that maybe it could turn into an area of strength for us. And wouldn't that be something? You know, we're talking about Robertson from Hull and Moreno, and then these could be like really good players for us, and that's brilliant. And it shows that we should have trust in Klopp, because the way that it started with them two, it does look like it is an area of strength. Certainly right back, it's just the same, you know, with Trent. A couple of poor performances for Trent, but really solid start. Gomez coming in, playing as an out of position centre back on the right hand side, looks great in that right back position. The weakness is, funnily enough, where we always thought the weakness was going to be, and that seems to be centre-back at the moment. What do you guys think? How do you think Klopp will line up for this game? Leave me some of your starting 11s in the comments section. I'll start reading through some of them as well. Let me know your formation and your 11, and we'll go through some of them. Alex Morrison, do we know how long away Lallana is from full training? I'll be honest, I don't. It was said at the time that it was about November time, so just over a month. Hopefully it'll be the start of November, but it always tends to be the end of November, doesn't it? Because they don't want fans to go mental. Sarah Smith, Lallana will replace Gini when he's back in midfield as well. This midfield could be frightening. Absolutely frightening if you've got like Jordan Henderson or Emre Can in the 6th role, Lallana, Coutinho, Mane, Firmino, Salah. I mean, my word, you won't need a defence. We haven't got one. But we definitely won't need one. We'll just go and score 7 goals every single game when that's the case. But we've really missed Lallana, haven't we? You know, not only, listen, it's much publicised that he sets the press and everything that he does on the pitch, but he's that link between midfield and attack as well. You know, he can start moves, he can end moves, he can win the ball back. He sets a good tempo for the side. You know, everyone else seems to not only when we say he sets the press, you know, quite often he was the first person to do the press, but also his determination and his willingness to go and get the ball back also makes other people go, do you know what, he's working his arse off, I'll work my arse off, you know, and that's a bit of leadership on the field from Adam Lallana, and I think we've definitely missed that so far this season. Okay, in my opinion, Salah should start as Abdul Ali Allah. A Firmino says Salah in, Firmino off. Midfield next season, says Lawrence Sean, on something slightly different. Keita, Chan and Lallana. That isn't looking that likely with the Chan stuff at the moment, is it? Still not signed a new contract. Rumours where he's agreed a deal with Juventus. I mean, those rumours have been going on for absolutely ages now. Oh, hang on. I've not seen one of them in ages. Blaze plays. Wenger out. Wenger in. Love this channel, great content, can't wait for Lallana to come back. We feel like a new signing Coutinho will get us through Tuesday night. 3-1 win, no clean sheet, George Map. There you go, if you fancy Sadio Mane first goal as well, mate, 33-1, had to get those odds in there as well. Sarah Smith, Messi equals the Argentinian Salah. Get in, love that. Adam McKevitt, when everyone's fit, what's our best starting 11? Okay, Simon Mignolet, Nathaniel Klein, Joel Matip, Dejan Lovren, Alberto Moreno, Jordan Henderson, Adam Lallana, Phil Coutinho, Sadio Mane, Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino. That is it. That would be the side that I'd be playing against your Burnleys, you know, your two banks of four and stuff like that with Lallana and Coutinho in the middle. Maybe against your big sides, Simon Mignolet, Nathaniel Klein, Joel Matip, Dejan Lovren, Alberto Moreno, Jordan Henderson, one of Chan and Wijnaldum. I'd personally go for Wijnaldum, although I think Chan's had a better start to the season. Phil Coutinho, and then the front three, as it were. So Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, Mo Salah. That's my two favourite starting 11s and best 11s for Liverpool. Thank you for the question. Okay. Andreas Nilsson, don't stand in front of the fucking board, man. Apologies. Thank you very much. Should be Sai telling me that, but it's not. It's you. Thank you very much. Okay. Tristan Pereira. Hey, Paige, I know you were praising Hendo on the weekend. However, I didn't think he was great. IDK, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I don't like him, but I feel like I saw him lose the ball often in our position. I like him, and so, you know, we've been called Henderson Fan TV. I can see when he's had a bad game. He's had a bad start to the season so far. That was his game where he looked like his old self to me. He looked like the Jordan Henderson that played at the start of last season when we were snotting teams. And if he can play like that every week, I'll be made up, because not only was it a good performance, but it was a good captain's performance. He showed his leadership qualities and stuff there as well. It might be, you know, we do tend to get a little bit biased on players. You know, I look at Dejan Lovren and most of the time all I can see is faults, and I try and make an effort to see all the good stuff that he's done as well. The problem is that sometimes it's difficult to get past your own biasness. Yeah, it is one of those things, isn't it? Maybe it is because Jordan Henderson didn't play well, and maybe I'm seeing it the other way around. You know, maybe it's somewhere in the middle, and that's probably what it is. And yes, in football fandom is a grey area. We exist in a complete and utter grey area. We never know what's going on in our club. We never know what the team are working on behind the scenes. Like, yeah, Klopp can't coach a defensive football side and all this type of stuff. He's just an attacking manager and all that. Look at his Dortmund teams. You know, you can see that I think 22 and 25 in the league. That's a defensive side. When they won it, you know, he took over that side and they were conceding like 65 goals and stuff on a season. And you know, we do tend to we never know what's going on, so we have to make our opinions on stuff from a grey area, and that's why there's so much debate between football fans. I respect everybody's opinion, and I try and read out not only the good but the bad. I try and read out people who disagree with me, and I try and read out people who agree with me, because that's what football fandom is. And that's what when you speak to people, whether it be online in a community like we've got on the Redmen TV, or whether you speak to people in the pub, you are going to have different opinions, and you should respect each other as human beings, and make sure that you give their opinions the proper time of day, and you just consider what they're saying. You know, a lot of the time, you know, people will say something to me and I will actually think about it and say, look, you know, I can see where you're coming from and all that. I just happen to believe it's this and that. And what I hate is this like Twitter world where it's just one way and you can't be budged on an argument, and it's getting harder and harder and harder because people are so set in their ways, because they've formulated their opinions from a grey area. Nobody knows who's right, but you know what, the negative always seems to win out, because there's only one team in England that tends to win the league, and unfortunately it hasn't been Liverpool for a long time. So the negative people always seem to come across as the better football fans, and the people who want to and believe and stuff that Liverpool can be great and are great and all that, or always seem to be deluded and labelled as deluded. And it's like, you know, we're not deluded, man. We just have hope, and we believe the best in people, and we believe the best in our football side. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'll carry on. Zaki Rahim says, talk to me. You talk to me. That's what the comment section is for. Mike Tyson, chicken and chips time. I love chicken and chips and beans. Me and my brother used to have a song for that when we were growing up. It went chicken and chips and beans. There you go. Oh, Lovren should be executed, LML recruitment. And there's that football banter that I don't try and see the side of, because that's ridiculous, man. If you really believe that, then football is not for you. I just can't see that any player, any man, any woman, any child in the entire world deserves to be executed. Maybe that's just me being deluded, but I actually think that everybody deserves to live. Not all deserve to play for Liverpool. But there we go. Brian Mantilla, respond to me, my love. You're avoiding me, my love. Heart. Fire. Ox to start, surely, says Mr. Willie Ryan, or Will Ryan, 94. Not for me. Coutinho is a different class, says Lachlan blizzard, and we'll end it on that because he was a complete and utter different class against Leicester. You know, that free kick, the assist from Mo Salah, absolutely brilliant. Hopefully we can see more of Phil Coutinho playing like that in a red shirt. Let's try and enjoy him while we can. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Redmen TV. Click that little notification bell under the video, then you'll get notified when we do go live, and we'll see you on the next show. If you haven't already checked out the Uncensored Match Build-Up Show, go and do that now. Take your little flutter with Ladbrokes, of course, and we'll be back. What?
Umbu's not out yet.
Isn't it out yet?
No.
Later. Go and watch that Umbu later. The Uncensored Match Build-Up Show. Umbu, for short. And yeah, of course, check us out after the game. We'll be going live before the game with the team news and stuff, as we always seem to do. We might be doing half-time live, depending on how the results going and how the game's going. But yeah, if not, I'll see you tomorrow. So thanks very much for watching. Ta-ra.